Welcome to a Talk with Armani.
I am your host, Armani Iman.
This is the show that takes you behind the scenes and in front of the screen of all different types of productions. Whether it's a feature film, a brand new TV show, or writing a book, I introduce you to those powerhouses that make those productions work. Make sure you stay tuned as I bring to you my first guest. So, of course, you've heard of a jack of all trades and a master of some, but my next guest is a jack of all trades and a master of all of them. I'm talking about from behind the scenes and in front of the screen. So please help me welcome Mr. Tabari Sturdivant.
Yeah.
Hi.
So,
long time no see. Yes, I remember when I first came to Atlanta and was working on a project that had my hair pulling out. You were the angel that came in and kind of calmed the water for me a little bit.
That's what I kind of do in town. I have like an extensive background in production, so when I'm able to make sense out of a lot of chaos, and a lot of times when you're making independent films, it's just kind of keeping everybody afloat. And so a lot of times when people come into town like yourself, or people have some budgets that they really might have a serious budget and they want to make a project, people call on me to kind of jump in there and produce a first AD or whatever they kind of need. So that's what I kind of been doing on another aspect of different things that I do.
Okay, well, yeah, I know for firsthand he is a miracle worker, because like I said, I was ready to build a cliff and throw myself off of it on my first project. But tell me, so you have different credits.
Right.
You are an AD, you are a producer.
Let's say it like this, like I came from the school of Tabari. I worked up there for like 4 years, and so in the interim of that, I started making my own film.
Okay.
So in the middle of that, like when you're an independent person and not to spend a lot of money, you got to learn how to do everything.
Absolutely.
And so what I started to do was learn the different aspects I need to do, but also, apply them in my hustles and everything. So I found myself with cameras in my hand and production environments all the time. And it's one of the most natural places that I feel comfortable in, is kind of be in the middle of a production environment. So I learned how to, produce. I learned how to AD. I learned how to direct. I learned all the different elements. So, I'm able, when people come to town or even on my productions, I'm able to do a lot of hands. So, if you have a team, I can jump in and be the forward for you. I can be a point guard for you at the center. So it doesn't matter. It's just what the production requires at that time.
Okay, now you said you went to the Tabari School, and you were there for 4 years?
Yeah, I was there for about 4 years. I had the opportunity, a friend of mine, when I came down to Atlanta from New Jersey, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I just, I needed a change. And so a friend of mine her name is Lisa Collins, and she was working there. And she was like, hey, I'm going to get you up here. I don't know what's going on, but, I know you would be able to flourish and whatever we figured out. So he had a big party where he opened the new studio, and he brought like 300 people in to kind of rehearse and help with the party. And I was one of the people that was hired. The day after the party, they asked me did I want a PA. And so I assumed that it was like interning. I was 35. I was like, I don't know if I want to.
Right.
I was like, hey, I thought it was an awesome situation. And the first day that I was there, I felt more comfortable and more relaxed than any other.
Wow.
And so once I got up in there, I was like, they ain't gonna let me go.
Right, I'm never leaving. So, but what did you do before then? Because,
I was in New York. My first passion and my first love is music.
Okay.
So when I was in college, it was funny. Like I have a good friend, he's a comedian named Michael Collier, and I had booked him for a show in college. And then after the show, he did some drills with me to kind of find out what my life goals were, but I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So we narrowed it down with some of the drills that he did, and we like narrowed in on to music. And so after that day, everything that was involved in everything that I did was music. I got a radio show at the school. I started doing street promotion for So Deaf. I just incorporated started making demos and everything.
Everything.
Yeah, and so that led me into music, and I started interning, and I finally got a chance to A&R at Jive Records. And during Jive, I made a bunch of albums. I made like a couple of albums with UGK, Too Short, UGK. I signed PD Pablo when I was up there.
Wow.
I went over to Universal and did some things there.
Wow.
But I fell out of love with music. So
you fell out of love.
It was too much business, like the business aspect of it. Right around the time, around the early 2000s, you had the MP3, you had the iPod, right. And I just saw a bunch of the black executives that I had looked up to. I saw them getting fired. And I was like, well, who am I to think that wouldn't happen? And within a couple of months, it happened to me. Like, if you look at music or black music right now, you can't really name a bunch of black executives. And that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You know, so I was like, I'm not going to base my livelihood. I didn't necessarily know what the next step was, but I was frustrated with a lot of the
You smelled the smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was turning around, but it was like at the perfect time for digital, and things were changing into the digital means of, you know, with cameras and everything that, you know, and I saw that, and so I just kind of fell in love with that digital aspect of what was going on. That things that used to take me $10,000 and $20,000 to do, that I could actually do by myself in 15 minutes.
Exactly, you know, right.
So I was like, all right, this is where it's at, and that's where I jumped all into it.
Wow. Well, good. Hold that thought, because we're going to come back and we're going to talk some more. We'll be right back. You're watching A Talk with Armani. Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So in case you're just joining me, I am sitting here with the very talented, very busy Mr. Tabari. Okay, so you fell out of music, but you came from New York. So that had to have been
New
Jersey.
That's
okay.
Like our big cousin that, you
okay,
know,
yeah. Well, I'm from Philly.
Yeah,
so, you know what I mean?
Tri-state area.
Yeah, the tri-state, the big tri-state. That's the big family. Yeah. You can come from New York over to Philly, over to New Jersey. You can get to us if you want to. Right. But you were in New Jersey, and then you were doing some music. You did some things in New York. Yeah. And then, you know, and that's kind of hard, because that's where music, there's a lot of root in music there. So to fall out of love with...
But Atlanta was a spot for music. Like, Atlanta was actually taking over, or I had took over the South. And a lot of the business with the artists that I were doing were from the South. So I found myself in Atlanta and vibing here. I knew, you know, I'm more of a hustler than anything. So I knew if I came down to Atlanta, that I could kind of plug in and try to figure something out. I just didn't know what exactly it was. I was kind of stepping out on faith and, you know, just kind of seeing what the next chapter of my life was about.
Okay, which turned out to be going to Tyler Perry Studios.
Yeah, it turned out. That was like if I could pay that man for the experience that I had, you know what I'm saying? No matter what nobody say about Tyler, he was good to me.
Absolutely.
And it was like it was just like education every day that I went there, and we did some awesome things. So it was 4 years. During that time, I made with him, I made about 300 television shows.
Wow!
8 movies, went on about 4 plays around the country with the plays, and it was just like an amazing place. But it was also the nucleus. A lot of the people that are, you know, major players in the game, you know, and, you know, now came out of that fold, you know, and, you know, from 2008 to 2012, a lot of things were going on in there.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. So now, so now you've gone through the school, and now you're doing some things on your own, which, like you said, you were making your own movie while you were in school.
Yeah. No, I was at Tyler Perry.
At Tyler Perry,
Yeah,
right? Absolutely.
I was at Tyler Perry. So I made a film during that time. You know, it was like funny, like it was a little thing that I saw on his set that, you know, I was like, man, that's how you do that, and it just triggered me that night. I was like, I went home, wrote a script. I was like, I'm gonna make a movie. So I made a movie called Breaking Up Is Hard to Do that did really well on the film circuit. It was starring Demetria McKinney, that was on The House of Pain.
Okay.
You know, and we, you know, it was right at the time where, you know, the digital flip had switched, and I had an HD movie, and a lot of people didn't. So it gave me a little bit more ground to do my deal, and so I do my deal. It sold about 50,000 copies.
Wow. Okay.
It was on Showtime. It ran about 200 times, and we went around the country, you know, with this little film that, you know, I made in my house, and we went around the country, and it was just an amazing experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? I mean,
anything can happen, man. Like if you put like I'm a person that moves. Like if I have an idea and I have a plan, like I can move forward. And a lot of people just sit back on their ideas and for years. Like it wasn't perfect movie. I had some sound issues or whatever, but that movie allowed me to make another movie, and it allowed me to put a lot of other people in position that are doing great things in town now.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's not about this, everything being perfect. It's about, taking the first step, just like you're doing right now, and just kind of moving with your idea and your dreams, and, people will gravitate to them.
Absolutely.
If you build it, they will come.
Absolutely.
And so that's kind of happened with that situation. And that allowed me to make another movie, and it allowed me to kind of open up the doors and kind of be a guy in town that people kind of go to for films.
And so with that being said, you've currently worked on how many films to date?
I don't know. I wouldn't even be a count. But like the independent stuff that I've done, I've made for independent films. I've made and created some shows that didn't get the light of day with a couple other production companies. So it's just like right in the middle, just kind of figuring my thing out, and really just waiting for the next big break. But I'm always swinging at the ball.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And you've got some things coming up now.
Right now, I kind of like switched my whole focus to.
Okay.
I started with movies, and that was like the big thing. And it's like I don't have that many rich friends, or I can be continues to make movies every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to do is just stay active as I can. So I'm concentrating all my effort right now on social media. And so I'm currently building some sets, a news set. I'm like on some Black Panther stuff right now.
Okay.
What's going on. I really feel like our people are asleep, so it's tons of information that I know, being a micro influencer in my circle, that I can definitely get out. But the thing that kind of got everybody aware is I built this set. It's this speaker set, and I'm doing album reviews. I fell back in love with music.
Okay.
I started DJing, and I just wanted to get back into the fold of it. And so I do these album reviews of new music, and they seem to be getting traction, and people kind of been loving them.
Wow. So we'll talk about that a little bit more when we come back. We'll be right back. You're watching A Talk with Armani. Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So in case you are just joining me, you've already missed out on a whole lot. But wait a minute, hold on. I am talking to the masterful and very accomplished Mr. Tabari. So we are talking about, so we were in love with music, and then we went over and we had an affair with the film and TV industry. We fell in love with the TV film industry, and then our wife came back. The music.
She don't mind in the music, the wife don't mind the film being in the house.
So now we got co-wives. And the love is stronger the second time around?
No, you know what it is? To tell you the truth, it's this content. Like, I want to be known. Like, my brand is, I want to be known as the king of content when I figure that out. And basically, this is content. Like, I was trying to, sometimes you're trying to put a dream together, and you're trying to think of how many people you need to kind of do what you need to do. This is something, I don't need nobody else.
Okay.
I could go pop my cameras on. I could go listen to my music. I could do my own review. But through the filmmaking and everything, it's teach me how to, how to man cameras. It teach me how to do sound. Teach me how to edit it. So I'm a one-man band, and that's my thing now.
Okay.
That's my thing. So, I haven't seen it like I'm doing it, and that gives me something to kind of put myself on a production cycle, and kind of get things going.
So basically, what you're saying, and not to break your thought, so you can think it, shoot it, edit it, produce it, and distribute it.
Right.
So you just the whole total package.
Total package in this regard. Like I'm at a level when I don't do that with other means of film production, because I'm at a point where I would need my production quality to be at a certain level.
Okay.
And people are waiting for my sound to be off, or waiting for oh, that's blurry.
Oh yeah. Right.
So in the regards of some of the content that I want to put out down the line, I'm definitely going to need more budget. But right now, it's just the one-man band for this. And I feel like, some areas of my life where social media content, that's what I want. I feel like, if you look at social media, everything is not overly produced.
Right.
Sometimes something that's overly produced may get caught up in the flow. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is right in a nice little pocket. It's visually stimulating. I'm giving information that I know about. And people, a lot of people that I'm talking to or in my circle, they always talking about, well, I don't know, I listen to the same thing from the 90s.
Right.
No, there's fresh music coming out every day.
Absolutely.
There's new artists coming out every day.
Absolutely.
And if you got to seek it, or I can be the person to say, hey, this is what it is. I want people to, hit Tabari.tv and be like, hey, I know what music I want to listen to for the weekend, or if I need a new artist or R&B or whatever, I'm on top of it.
Right.
And I feel like this is the low-hanging fruit that I'm messing with right now, but this is going to carry into like pop culture and some of the other things down the next couple of months.
So with social media being so, oh my gracious, it's like so wide.
Right.
I didn't realize how important social media was until I started doing TV.
Right.
And then when you do TV, you have to do social media.
And that was like another thing with that. Like, I'm trying to, if I want to be the best at this, you know what I'm saying? So right now, I'm like the Indian going over the hill. My reviews are like the Indian going to hell. I'm throwing darts and everything. But now, my analytics, I got my social media like I need to be, got business accounts set up. I'm able to see my analytics every day. I'm able to promote. I'm able to come back and get the assessment through the analytics of what's working and why it's working. I get to learn my algorithms with everything that's going on. And so I can approach this differently with a campaign and kind of move on. I'm able to see the real time of what's working. And now I have all of this information. I can sit back for myself and say, hey, this works a little bit more than that. And this is, but I'm on the fly when it's going through it. But it's like people are coming to me, having me conversations about this, and it's just a whole bunch. But, people think videos go viral just to go viral. No, these people are set up for something to go viral down the line.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about, something happened. You have to have your infrastructure set up. So when you finally drop something in there, that everything connects.
Right.
So,
Of course. Now, do you offer these services to other people, or is it just for you and just your brand?
Okay. I have, that's another business that I have. Right now, I want people very aware of their social contact. And I do have a company that it's the brand agents, and it's basically the branding for the common man. I'm very interested, like most people don't have their name in your URL. Do you own your name?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Somebody could buy your name right now in your URL if you wanted to have a .com or something else. See, people don't even know what SEO is. Like you go Google yourself. People have never Googled themselves to know what pops up. You know what I'm saying? You could use some Instagram pictures that you don't want ever
Right.
So it's about that. Like right now I haven't got to that, but I definitely have to understand it. And I'm still growing to understand all of these things. But do I have these conversations and make a couple of dollars off from here and there? Definitely, because I can get people set up and go in the right direction.
Okay, great. And I heard you mention something about Tabari TV, and we're going to talk about that as soon as we come back. We'll be right back.
Cool.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So I am sitting here with Mr. Tabari, and we've been discussing everything. We've been discussing music, film, TV, social media. You are the total package. You've been mastering everything that you've gotten involved with. And I think the most important thing that I heard in our conversation is you're forever a student.
Right.
You're forever learning.
Right.
And I think that in order for any of us to get anywhere, we have to always be receptive to learn, to be taught.
Right.
So, and seems like you've taken all your tools to continuously create, because before the break, I heard you mention something about Tabari TV.
Right.
Tell me about that.
So basically it was, I see myself as a network.
Okay.
And I want to grow to that point. So right now I'm just developing content and getting myself on a schedule. I have shows that I want to do. I'm moving forward with the things that I can tangibly touch right now. But I have shows that I definitely want to be able to drop there. I want to be able to go to my social medias or whatever I send you to, and you have a variety of different things. You could get your information, you could get a laugh, you could find out what music is going on, and you can learn what's going on culturally. So I'm not there yet, but I'm trying to walk the dog so I can get closer to that goal.
Okay.
And that's where people kind of go to,
Fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
But I want to say something to you. I'm really proud of you. And
wow.
your setup.
Okay.
is really cool, and anything that you need from me, that I'm here for you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I don't know if you all were hearing in the very beginning, when I first came to Atlanta, Mr. Tabari was sent to me to kind of keep me in the narrow, because I was going crazy. It was my first big production, and we had a little bit of a budget behind it, so there was all kinds of things. We've got the cameras, trucks, all kinds of stuff. And the most amazing part about that was the money didn't come when it was supposed to, and I almost lost my mind. And Tabari's like, no, you just kind of need to have a conversation, be calm, just keep people in the loop so they understand and we don't have any issue. And because, where I come from, it's like, no, we got to have this, and this. And then you start going crazy when things are not lining up. So by having someone with your expertise, just your calm, I don't even think it actually came down to, not to take from your long line of accomplishments, but I think that it was just your calm and just having a rational voice say, just calm down, everything will be all right. Just have a conversation.
The main thing was, and this is, we're talking candidly, I didn't feel like you came from a place of militia, or I just feel like I knew what you were kind of up against,
right.
Not to get, and I knew who got you involved, and it was about, one, we're here, let's be productive at the same time, keeping everybody on the same page and,
right.
Just making it happen.
Right.
So.
Which means, and this is for everybody that's out there, we're judged by our intentions.
Right.
And as long as we stay, I guess putting your foot forward and be truthful in your actions, people will work with you, because a lot of times things may not go the way you think that they will go, or you may fall short. But you can't have malice in your heart. You can't be one of those people that's trying to hustle a person and use that as a hustle, because there's quite a few people out there like that. You have to honestly be trying to stand in your truth and to do something. And if you do that, people will help you, and then you will continue to learn, and you may achieve your goals that you're after.
And this is one of the times I definitely feel like that, especially in the film and television community here. Like, you didn't know, you just met those people, but I had worked with those people 20 times before, and then worked with those people 20 times since. So it's just a matter of being in the middle, and just, people, just like you said, like, here people are, if you're serious about your craft, people will jump in and support you.
Absolutely. And I thank you. And thank you for coming on the show.
This is awesome.
I really do. Now tell us how we can follow you. Where is your social media?
Everything is Tabari.tv. So
Tabari.tv.
Yeah, it'll send you my URL, my Facebooks, Instagrams, everything. So
absolutely. All right. Thank you once again. No, I appreciate it. And thank you for joining me today and be a part of the Talk with Armani show. And if you have any questions, please feel free to go to www.talkwitharmani.com and blog or comment, or give me a call at 1-855-7-ARMANI. I look forward to hearing from you. And until next time, stay safe.